Good evening. Welcome to Tell's Lifestyle. Am I too early? Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Oh God, I was battling with my. Yeah, we did it. Yes. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my live stream. Welcome to my. Good evening. Oh, yeah, because most parents we don't talk about it. We just nurse it in. But there's nothing to be ashamed of, and if I've gone through that shock, I need to let everybody know here, my fellow autism parents, carers, that the shock is profound. So when more people come, I'll be talking about my experience, how I dealt with it, and what you need to do just to prepare yourself. So welcome. I'm still waiting. Yes, 2 more minutes. I know I started earlier than usual. I'm supposed to start at 6. Welcome to my live stream. For the first time, I got the positioning of the video right. See how good, how clear it. Practice makes perfect. I'm showing off now because I'm my own IT, my own user. So the bell is ringing. Mm. Yes, who is here? Just say hello if you're here so I can give you a shout out. I need to give you a shout out if you're here. Just say hi. So as I was saying, today's topic is about sharing my experience around how surprised, how taken aback I was when Eron moved from child to adult. It seems easy, isn't it? Oh, if you're not in the if you are not in our shoes, I mean, special needs parents, you would know that there's massive difference. There's the gap is massive. So I'm trying to welcome. If you're here, just say hello. Uh, if you are here, say hello. Say hello if you're here. So, Eron, I'm an autism mom. I've got a son who is 21 now. As I said in my previous videos, Eron was not, he didn't present with the autism the symptoms or behaviors initially, because everything seemed to be going on fine until he almost got to 2 years old. And then we started noticing massive decline. He was no longer giving eye contact. His words, the few words he learned when he was 1 and 1.5, he started losing them gradually. He wasn't just, he was like in his own bubble. We knew something was not right, but as parents, you want to hope for the best and lie to yourself and tell yourself everything is going to be okay. We did that for a while. Then I had to tell myself, stop telling yourself lies. You need to push this and to get. Then it used to be called a statement. A statement is where group of professionals sit together, assess this child, and identify what the problem is. So I pushed for an assessment, which was done. Then, sorry, I meant an assessment, not a statement. A statement is post assessment. The statement then give an overview of the presentation, the diagnosis, and the support that is required. I think that's what's changed now to EHCP, which is Educational Care and Healthcare Plan. So I had to really push for that so that Eron would not be, would not suffer or be deprived of support. But when I was doing that, Fatosa, hi, thank you for joining. So I just lost my chain of thought. Sorry. So when I pushed for that statement, and I lost so many friends and doing that, people thought I didn't have faith. Christian friends thought I was accepting the sickness, they call it. Why would I accept it? Just pray it out, pray it will go away. But I'm more, wise than that. I knew he needed support. And I'm glad I did, because I pushed for a statement when he was 2.5. And by 3 years, he already got his diagnosis. And Balonare, thank you. Thank you for joining. You're welcome. So I'm glad I did, because that early intervention was what helped. I was, people don't realize, moms and dads don't realize that the more you wait for the time to tick, the longer your child will eventually get support. But the earlier you provide that support and that help for your child, you see they'll thrive. They definitely thrive with that, early intervention. So now I move back to my topic for today about the shock. When Eron was a child, yes, because he's a minor, of course, there are laws protecting our minors, which I may say is stronger than adults, even with even adults with needs. But when a child is a minor, the government, the society is held accountable. So you see the support, even though it was a struggle still, but there was support because they're minors, they are underage. When you request, because they want to take the bus, they want to cover their backs, they'll ensure they do it. So far, if you have the information, then you follow it up. But what I noticed then, even though there was support, they won't wait. They would the local authority would not just go and do it for you. You have to chase. You have to ask. And I feel so much for parents who are illiterate, or parents who are coming from a very different culture. Parents who don't speak English. I find that they suffer a lot because they don't have the tool, they don't have that information to really chase this support. So that's why I do help. Once somebody refers and say, please, there's a mom who needs help, I've really supported so many, because I feel it's not fair. Because ignorance is bliss. Because because they don't have, even they feel, oh, the little help they're getting is a big deal. Hi, Balonari. Thank you for joining. So when they are young, when my son was younger, when he was a child, I would say I had more power, more say. So, early intervention was, being shouted up, screamed at over the email, letters. Oh, we need to do early intervention. There was um was it speech and language therapy as much full on, because he was non-verbal then. Then when he became verbal, his speech was still limited. There was full on speech and language therapy in school, and I was getting private one even outside school. There was occupational therapy because Eron's fine motor skills were quite restricted. So I was getting speech and language occupational therapist even during holidays. I was getting outing trips. It was, there was so much support. So much support. In school, the school had so much facilities. Pastor, if you, what age did he become? If you finish the sentence, I will answer. Oh, yes. Okay. Let me answer, Patosa. Eron was verbal as from age 9 months, and he was really chatty because he has an older sister who is the chatterbox, won't stop. The only time older sister stopped talking was when she was asleep. So there was something to model. He was really, really chatty. So when he was 1 year, nearly 2 years, he had a fever. Before that, he was quite withdrawn. We thought it was maybe because he had a fever. Hey, Osage. Hello, Osage. Hi, welcome. So when he became nearly 2 years, he was so withdrawn. We thought maybe it's fever, a cold, and all that. We're treating that. Then we noticed a rash. We thought it was measles or something, but it was. It's good evening, Mamarachi. Good evening, welcome. So we thought it was okay, Osage, my bad. So when he became nearly 2 years, so we treated that fever. We thought it was measles. It wasn't. Then we noticed he was crying a lot. He was just crying. He was so distressed. Then that prolonged to no eye contact anymore. So then we thought maybe he had ear, there was something wrong with his hearing. So we took him to audiologist. So I hope I'm getting that right. So we took him there. They checked, they did all the tests. Over time, they said it wasn't. Then the few words he had, he lost them. So Osage, he started speaking when he was 2. And then we started full intervention. Then I pushed for a statement. I pushed for support. There was full on speech and language therapy. Then I cut off gluten. I cut off wheat. I cut off sugar. Then I was giving him so much supplement. And I started the omega-3 fish oil. Because with autism, I know most parents here will agree with me. They are very picky. They are strong picky eaters. Lynn, hi Lynn, thank you Lynn, thank you for joining. So they are quite picky eaters. So he won't eat anything with colors. It has to be pale, dry chips, just fries. So we started giving him supplement shakes. Then, as I said, I cut off gluten, I cut off wheat, totally. So when I started the omega-3 fish oil, it didn't kick in immediately, but I started noticing him answering to his name, looking at you when you call him. That's how he started. So when you call him, he look at you because he lost all that. Even you call him, he won't give you eye contact. He was just in his own bubble. This was a very bubbly boy, very happy, very chatty, just lost it overnight. So when the first time we started noticing the improvement was when you call him, he looks at you. So then he started babbling things, we that attend Pentecostal church, when people speak in tongues. So he was doing that for months, just like that, over and over and over and over. We were wondering what it was. All of a sudden, the first word he said was apple. He wanted the apple so bad. And a friend of mine who has an older son on the spectrum said, Mom, he has the tenacity. He has the ability to speak. So even if you have to give to him, let him try. Don't just, because it was so easy for him to point. He was just doing the pointing game. You go to the fridge, you take your hand and go take you to the fridge and ask, point to what he wants. So I wasn't doing that. I was then using, use your words, use your words. And what I'm telling you, all our autistic children, not even one, not all of them, they hear you. They may not be able to articulate what to say, but they are just soaking all of that. One day when they burst open, you'll be surprised what will come out of their mouth. So we have to be also careful. Don't say, oh, because they don't speak, they are not speaking, you can, do things and get away with it. They remember everything. So that was how he started doing the gig, 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 gig. He would scream. Then he said apple. And then he said juice. Then he started using words, just baby. Then the third word was baby. He used to call his baby sister, the last one, my last child, baby. Even when she was growing, it was recently he stopped calling her baby. So how did you feel raising him? Oh, yeah, during that period, during when the period when we noticed something was wrong, when I was pushing for a diagnosis, as I said, I lost so many friends. People didn't want to, because they especially in the Christian faith, they felt, oh, I have given up on God. Why should I accept it? It is now better because people are embracing it. There's so much awareness. When Eron, I'm talking about 2006. Autism was not prevalent then. People don't even talk about it. When people have children with autism, they don't even say it. They hide their kids. But me, I'm a rebel. I didn't care. If you don't like me, don't like my son, take a walk. So I lost so many friends. I lost so many people in my circle, but it was okay. They didn't understand. But when they saw the way I was putting in so much, most of them came back because, I can't be ashamed. It's my seed. Why should I be ashamed? I understand it. Everybody's different. People don't have my kind of resilience, and I understand. But I just want to say today, your child is not a mistake. Your child is not, it's not a disgrace. It's not something to be ashamed of. You can support that child, and you'll be thankful how they've turned up in the future. You need to put that work in. So he started with the, as I go back now about his speaking, I'm asking Osage. So when he was between 6 and 7, that's when he mentioned the apple and even though he gained his voice, it was still, I'm going to state today so you understand. Even though he was saying these words, there are some weeks he would just go mute again. And it made me so, upset. Somebody who was just saying apple, the other time he started pointing again. But don't give up. Just keep pushing and keep saying, no, use your voice. Use your words, sorry. Use your words. I kept on saying, use your words. It came to a stage when he wants to ask me something, when his speech became better. He would say, Eron, use your voice. He would just say apple. Use your voice, apple. So he thought before he says this, he has to say, use your voice. So that was how much we pushed, we supported, we were consistent. And with autism, if you're supporting anybody with autism, consistency is key. You have to be very, very consistent. Don't do today, tomorrow you say you are tired. There were times I was waking up every 2 hours just to ensure I take Eron to the toilet, because I wanted so badly for him to be potty trained before he gets to nursery. And I achieved it. I keep saying we can train dogs, we can train cats, we can train even rabbits. Now I think they can even train bees. So why do you think we can't train humans? Human, because they don't speak, they understand. They might not gain the concept, but they hear you. So consistency and, just keep going. Even if it doesn't look as if there's hope, don't give up. Just keep doing one day. So I go back to my topic. Now I've answered my question. Do you have any other questions before I go back to the topic? Any more questions? Osage, did I answer your question? Just say yes or no. If you want me to elaborate further, I'm happy to. I'm just reading my comments. That's why I'm not looking. I have my computer here. So should I go ahead with the topic? Is there more questions for me to answer? So I'll go ahead. Now, Eron, as I said, when he was younger. Oh, okay, you're welcome. So when he was younger, we're getting so much support. So if you have a child below 18 here, use the system. I'm begging. Do everything as if you're running against time. Use the system, I beg. Because when they turn out, it's a different story. Trust me, you'll be shocked how they'll everything just goes south. It just goes steep when they turn adult. So if your child is below 18, this is the time to use all those therapies. Go to therapies. Don't miss therapies. If you have an appointment, I bet to cancel the appointment and go for therapy for your child. Don't change dates. Don't reschedule. Try and take your child to all these appointments, please. So the first one was the support shock. When Eron turned 18, I got this letter from the local authority. The letter was so stern. And I was wondering, did I do something bad? This letter is for Eron Mosele, blah, blah, blah. I want to let you know now that you are now adult. You are now an adult. This. It was as if, they were waiting for him to turn an adult to, it was so. I called, I didn't get anybody. And another thing, when they turn adults, you don't get that social work, because Eron used to have a social worker, which makes it easier for me when I need support. If I need something, questions, or I need to complete something and I need a professional to sign to say they know Eron, it was so easy. When he turned an adult, it's like he was never known. I called the first time he turned 18 and they started working for him on the system. Do you know what happened? When he was transitioning, okay, he turned 16. The child is moved to transition. If you live in the UK, I'm explaining because I don't know how other countries work. But in the UK, when your child with special needs, not only autism, with special needs, who has an education health care plan, the EAC plan, is like a passport, it's like a document, a legal document that puts everything about your child in one place. So if they have that, then the authority is they have a duty of care to them, because not everybody gets that. For you to have that, and they've done an assessment and you meet the criteria. So when you have that, so when he turned 16, they were meant to move him from children's services to the transition team. Then from the transition team for 2 years, I think 16, 17, then 18, he goes to adult. Even I think from 18 as well, early stages of 18, he's still under transition. Do you know, Eron was just forgotten. They didn't put him to the transition team. Because I'm quite a hands-on mom, I don't wait for professionals, and I'm going to chip this into. I see mom saying, no, the social worker did not. Oh, the local authority did not. What input are you? What are you doing to support your child? What duties are you what can they say? Oh, mom is doing this. Are you leaving everything for the local authority? You'll bring for a huge shock. You shouldn't. This is your child. Professionals will support you during the day, and when it's time to clock out after business hours, they don't your child's thought will never come to mind. You are the one that will be with that child 24/7 for the rest of your life. You are tied to that child. So why do you think you sit back and wait for professionals to do the work? Yeah, they are there to support. You need to do the work. I'll give an example. I know I've said this before. Eron was non-speaking. But I was doing night shifts. I was a healthcare assistant in a hospital. I had other three children. My last two were not really, my last wasn't doing assignment homework then. I'll support my first and my third with their homework. Then I will, Aaron, because he's non-speaking and he's got autism, they were not giving him homework. See, there's so much glass ceiling discrimination, but nobody even talks about it. When you take my experience, I felt the nursery, the school, they treated Aaron more of somebody like a nanny. They treated him as they were nannies. They were not treating him as if he was a pupil in school. I don't know if I'm making sense. So I had to do my work. I went to the bookshop. I bought these exercise books. There's English, there's maths, there's writing. Because his fine motor skills were so he couldn't, is it fine or gross? Both of them were not actually good. He couldn't hold a pencil. He was really struggling. So I knew that was the area I needed to work on, his handwriting. Up to now, he's still doing handwriting in college because of his he couldn't grip a pen well, he couldn't grip cutlery well. Aaron was so high needs. So if I'm talking, please listen. Aaron was so, he needed high support needs. Look at him today. So I bought those books. I'll do his homework. I'll date every page. He does a page every day. So his strength was words. He could spell anything on this planet. Just tell him to spell, he will spell. So I started doing, after he does his homework, the writing, I'll do dictation. Because that's when growing up in Nigeria, my mom used to do dictation for all of us at home. So that really helped me. So all my children, I was always doing that every evening. So I included him. Yeah, he's non-speaking, but he could hear. So I was doing dictation, then I'll do correction. So I'll do that before I go to work. Then the school wanted to pull a fast one on me when they started giving me stress. Oh, he can't learn. That's why we don't give him homework. I said, okay, when I'm coming to pick him up, we'll have to have a meeting. And when you're having when you're having meetings with just these troublesome schools, don't give them up. Catch them unawares, because if you give them heads up, they always have answer. They always cover their tracks. So I just said, okay, I'll see you when I come to pick him up. They didn't know what. I then went back, because I don't throw these books away. Once one is finished, I had a folder, a book pack where I keep all of them. I carried everything and I took it to school. I said, may I have a minute, please? I sat down. And when somebody fakes something, when it's fraud, you see that the book will be clean and all that. But because I've done it over time, you could see the consistency that it's not, I just didn't make it up. So I brought everything. I said, Eron did all this. So can you tell me what you're teaching him in class? This was the first primary school he went to. It was a mainstream primary school. Mainstream means that everybody, they are open, the doors, it's open to everybody, whether you have disability or not. They had a number of people with disabilities they take in the school, so that they could classify it as mainstream. However, these schools, most of them are not mainstream. This was a faith school, that's a Catholic school. They did me dirty. My daughter was in the school, so I just thought, as a parent, you would want both children, all your children, to be in one school, so it's easier to pick them. I thought I was doing, being wise, but it turned out really horrible. So I showed them everything. I said, so what are you doing with him? Oh, he's very restless. You are the professional. Why are you telling me? You are a teacher for a reason. You study to be a teacher, and you call your school a mainstream school. If you've told the local authority that you're a mainstream school, because with that document I mentioned, as a parent, I can't just say, no, I'm taking my child to that school. No, you have to name the school, make your wish known to the local authority to say, this is the school I would wish my child to go. They will say why, you say this. And the reason I gave was that my first daughter is there, and it will be easier for siblings to be, and they had sibling priority. If you would have one child in a school, it's easier to get the any other one in. So they agreed, and they spoke to the school. The school said yes. And these schools, because they're taking a child with needs, they are funded. I'm trying to break this down. So they are funded. The local authority pays them to give, to support that child. Now, in Eron's statement, as it was called then, he was getting one-to-one. One-to-one meaning that there will be two teachers in the class, three teachers. One main teacher that does the teaching right on the blackboard and all that. Then there'll be a teaching assistant to assist the teacher, maybe when she's talking, or to make sure the children are okay. Then there'll be another teaching assistant for supposedly for Eron, because they've done the assessment and they've seen that because it's a mainstream school, for him to assess the curriculum effectively so that there'll be equality and his rights are not infringed, that TA was meant to be there to support him. So tell me now why that TA is not telling me, oh, he says that it's very, So what the school did, even with that funding, they then took the extra. They left Aaron's TA, obviously. Then the one that's supposed to be for the other class, there was no, to cut costs. So it was now the main teacher and the TA for Aaron. So tell me, why won't they struggle? So then this boy will come home. And another thing, when they've closed from school, I'll wait. When you want to pick your child, you wait, stay on the queue, you pick your child. If the teacher has anything to tell you about I hope my mic is good, about how the child's day has been and all, they will just tell you. Or if it's very serious, they will take you to the corner and say, see. Each time it got to my turn, mute, crickets. They never had anything to say. Oh, he had a good day. I said, I'm tired of hearing he had a good day, or he was restless today. What did he learn? My child is capable of learning. So then they started making me feel as though I was crazy. I was troublesome. When they can't break you, they tell you, they call you, they name you the troublesome mom. So another thing they were doing, when he's distressed, they'll pull his sister from the class, because they are just 1 year apart. They'll go to his sister's class, pull her out of the class. Oh, your brother, what do we do? Then that poor girl was always distressed. So my late friend, God bless her soul, just went to a trip, because I couldn't take time off. She then assisted me, took her. When they are going for a trip, they insist that somebody from us go with them to the trip, the school trip, because they had not enough staff. Remember, Eron has a one-to-one. So my friend Abby went with him to the trip once, came back, and I knew, your mom is still there. I said, no, I'm going to fight to the end. I'm not taking him out. She just said, you know what, you can't force anybody to love your child. I went with your child today. Not a single person came to, I don't even want to, not a single child even said hello. Not a single teacher spoke to your child. Just take him out. That was my wake-up call. That was when the penny dropped. And for me, for my child, because as I said before, even if they are not speaking, they feel things. They are they have feelings. They understand. They know where they are not loved. They know a toxic environment. So I was not, I said, this is being selfish for me to be thinking, no, no, I'm not fighting for him, I'm fighting for myself. So I need, that's very selfish. So I had to start looking for an alternative school. And that was when Eron started enjoying school again. When I moved him out from that hellhole, that was when he started enjoying school again. And that school, when he's mentioning all his schools he has attended, because anytime he goes for appointments to introduce, build his profile, that's what he first of all says. He tells you all the schools he's attended. Do you know, every time he'll miss that hello, he'll miss that school. He never mentions that school. So if for us who are raising autistic children, they understand. So we should be very careful what we do around them, what we say around them. Uh, situations, pull them out of toxic situation as much as possible, because they know, you understand. So going back to my topic, the first shock is the support shock. So as I said, there was no proper transitioning. Oh, Manewe, hello. Thank you for joining. Thank you. So there was no proper transitioning from children to adults. Then they sent me a letter that was more of a threat than we are here to help. Then going into college was terrible. I had to put her in the car and I was searching for from college to college. He was doing interviews. I was contacting my local authority every day. Emails. What I had to do when it just hit me here, I couldn't anymore. I involved my MP, I involved my GP, I involved the secondary school. He was, and they were quite helpful. I involved all the heads in the secondary school, and I explained what their lack of support was doing to me, to my mental health, was doing to my son. Because as at 2 months to starting college, Eron didn't have any college. And remember, I'm very organized. I started sourcing college a year before. But they couldn't go ahead because they keep saying your local authority is not forthcoming. We'll be writing them. Because, as I said, because he's known, he's got an EHC plan, I can't make decisions on my own. The local authority have to be involved. So because he had no social worker, the transition team, they didn't know of him. The children team, he was no longer there. He was just floating. So once they are no minors anymore. They are no under children's services. It's just like do it yourself. You go and graze, do it yourself. But what I'm saying now, I'm very hands-on mom. I've got knowledge to an extent regarding disability with a local authority and all that. How about people who don't have a clue? You see them, the children don't thrive, the children don't get support. You just see them lost. So the difference between children and adults, there's a massive gap. And I think the local authority need to do better. They need to support parents better. They need to support carers better. Fanta, thank you. Thank you. We are welcome. We are here, they need to support carers better. They need to support parents better. The lack of support is really is very noticeable. The gap is very massive, very wide. So you don't really get so much support. And when they turn 18, the support system. When Eron was younger, he had so many outings. He had after school clubs, different clubs. I was even running out of I didn't even to make up my mind on which club to take Eron was it was a problem then. But now, as an adult, there's great limitation of how many services cater for autistic adults. Eron, during holiday, I tested the the children one he was using before, and I think they do young, that's teenagers. But because there was nothing for him to do over the holidays, I called the manager. The manager, very lovely lady. She said, "Okay, bring him in." I took him a couple of days, but after a while, he had to be. They had to call me to say, "No, it's not appropriate for him anymore," because he wanted the TV volume and the children that he was. He's 21, and the children, the oldest, I think the oldest is 13. It broke my heart because I just wanted him to socialize. You see, because local authority, they don't even care. Okay, it's holiday season. When they were younger, they will give you, information of what is open and all that. But now there's nothing. It's up to me to look for what to do, where to take him just to while away time. Because remember, his older sister is just a year apart. When she's on holiday, she hangs out with friends. She goes to parties. She does other social things. She hangs out. The list is endless. She can do anything. But with him, remember, Aaron, because of his autism, he has no friends. That's another thing that breaks my heart. He has no friends, and I was thinking maybe as time goes on, it's even worse. He has no friend. We are everything he has, and the local authority don't give a flying saucers whether they don't care. So as a mom, it's up to me now. I'm thinking of arranging a caravan getaway for a staycation for just the weekend for us. We have to just be involved in everything. Not once they turn adults, you're on your own. That is support shock. The social shock, I think I mentioned a bit of that as well, about him not having places to go, things to do within the local authority, within the community and all that, because he has no friends, obviously. So it's really difficult. And nothing, no services to even say, I have to start calling and researching online. Is he picky with items of anything that triggers him? Is he picky with items or anything that triggers him? I will answer. Yeah, he's picky with foods, and Aaron has a intolerance for babies crying, so it's really difficult when he's in public. And Aaron has a good headphones that are noise cancellations as well, but he doesn't like wearing them. Aaron, Aaron is a very fancy kind of person. He is very aware of himself. Anything that will make him look different from others, he doesn't like to do it. So wearing those ones, he knows he'll look different. He rather suffer the sound, but he does that when he's out with his two hands. He blocks it out, but he will keep telling you, baby crying, baby crying. So he's very hypersensitive with babies crying. That is his worst nightmare, hearing babies cry. I don't know, it just does something to him. Then with food, he's very picky. Any food, like vegetables, he doesn't eat. Fish, he can't stand fish. When you're doing fish, he squirms, so he just leaves. He can't stand the look of fish. Onions, he don't. So there's so that's so amazing. So there's so many things he doesn't like. He doesn't eat. There's so many things he has grown to like, and there's some things he used to like that it's a roller coaster. It's just we just go with the flow. So with the social, I've met. Thank you. Have I answered your question, Balloonary? Balloon area? Sorry, when you're reading it from there. Have I answered your question, Balloon area? So the other one is the future shock. So when Eron finished from secondary school and we're looking for college, that was the first welcome to the shock, the shock kingdom, when I couldn't find a college for him. Eron attended an interview in a college that I I booked the since the local authority were not forthcoming. I booked this interview and all. I took him there. He prepared. He took all his folders of his certificates. Poor boy. When it comes to academic, Aaron is very like that. He's smart, but it's the social that the autism is really affecting the social cues, learning to understand space, knowing when to speak to people, knowing, oh, this is not, body language, understanding that this person doesn't want to talk to you, not repeating yourself. So those are the areas he's really strong. But when it comes to academic, he's quite good. So he put the certificate. When I completed the form, they called him for an interview because of the how much he's done, has achieved. So I went for the interview. I went with him. The first interview I went, the interviewer said, "Oh, please, mom, can you?" And I'd already mentioned in the application form online that Eron is autistic. His communication, he has issues with communication, and I happy to come with him so that I can support him. I made everything clear. This man was so rude. He said, "Sorry, it's Aaron's life. Can you stop speaking, mom, and let Aaron speak?" It was a dagger to my chest. That's another shock because they are not children anymore. When they are children, nobody cares. You speak for them, and not that because they are minor, everybody, they don't care. They speak. You have to represent your minor. So once they turn 18, that's where the problem is. So because of the age, the man, sorry, it's not your interview. Mom, can you please stop speaking for him and let him take the lead? Hey, in my Niger mind, I said, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I just stepped out. I said, okay. Ask him, Aaron. So he was speaking. Da, 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 da. So what? Da, 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 da. With Aaron, when you're speaking to him, you have to slow down. Pick your words one at a time. Make sure he's understood a part before you go to the next. Go through with him to ensure that he understood the first part before you go to the next, because you may have to repeat yourself over time before he gets it. So this yeah man was now yeah means nothing or not relevant man in pidgin English, Nigerian slang. So this man that doesn't even know what's up was so Aaron Everyone was looking at him. The guy froze. And because he wanted to do so well, he has practiced. I said, they will ask you this, they will ask you this, they will ask you that if you want this is this. So the questions did not come easy. The questions were not asked, slightly. And the man did not even let me. He should have just let me break it down to Aaron to say, Aaron, so what the gentleman is. So it is he said I should shut up. I kept quiet then. Everyone was just froze. I was staring at him. No, I said, did you read my form? No, we've not even really got. I said, even if you read my form or not, just the way you approached the situation was quite unprofessional. You should have asked, how is his communication? Because it's already identified that Aaron is special needs and he's got communication problem. All his whatever his diagnosis are there in the form I submitted. Oh, my apologies. But now I'm put off. Aaron is put off. They said they could not even take him during that period of college hunt. I cried throughout because you go there, you see other children, coming to college, doing interview, communicating. Yes, I want this. But Aaron just was lost. Aaron was like a fish out of water. He just couldn't. He was masking a lot. Masking means when people with disability, especially autism, They're struggling, but they try to contain all of that overstimulation, the sensory overload. They try to take it in, hold it in, just to be good. And sometimes after that, if they've gone through so much masking, it makes them sick when they come out of that situation. I could see him masking a lot, you know. So they didn't take him for that one. Then the other one, they said, oh, because he may be needing one to not one. They didn't even tell me no immediately. By the time I got to the car, I just said, let me check whether I've got email. Before I even started my car, they rejected him. It was one rejection over another, rejection upon rejection upon rejection. Then that was when I said, okay, since I'm unable to get a college that will be supporting, let me then report these people. Hold on. So I, okay, since they are not willing to help, then that was when I involved the um, MP from my zone. I involved the GP. I involved the children's services, because they failed me in the first place. The children's services, because if they had done proper transition, proper transition in processes and everything, there would be no gap. The transition team would have supported with the college and all that. We're preparing for college, and I didn't get all of that. None of that I didn't get. So they would have prepared him for that. So before you know, because I did that email, they started running upon each other, running like tsunami. They were running scatter, because it was very clear that they failed him. Then the secondary school he was leaving, he has an amazing teacher there. She knows herself. Miss M, I don't want to mention your name here because I don't know whether you want to be mentioned. We love you so much. We still talk about you. She likes pink. She's amazing. So she then said, I've got a college that was written off before, that didn't meet whatever they were in the process of shutting it down. And one of the teachers, shout out to the college now, he is now, I don't want to mention, confidentiality sake. So the principal, it was one of the teachers, took on the college, renamed it, but they were using a small house, like a flat. So she said, just speak to the man. You can speak to the principal anytime. He's very passionate about the school. It was holiday season. All the colleges were shut down. They were closed for holiday. So she gave me the number. I included him in the email. So he contacted me and said I should call. So I called him. When he said hello, the next thing was just, I was sobbing. You know, when you've had it, you've bottled it up. I cried. He was not doing a therapy. Poor man is a principal. All his work is to take students in and support. He didn't sign up for being a therapy to a mom, a therapist to a mom. He was, encouraging me and reassuring me and all that. Said, even your daughter, I can know if she's confused, she's distressed and all that during this period, she's free to call me. So it was dad and my daughter, because I wasn't home. I was away. Dad and sister went to see the school. Immediately they saw it, they said, Mommy, we like it. So when I said, what's so special? They said, Mom, the school is not fancy. It's like a flat. They just repurpose the flat. They don't have all the equipment. They're just starting up. I said, okay. When I went there, as a mom, when you go to a place, not even only mom, as a human being, there are some places you want to go. You feel the vibe and you say, no, 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 no. Then there are some you go, you say, oh, yes. I just felt there was this great ambience about the place. So I registered him. They arranged transport, and became when Eron was in secondary and primary. Then he was, children services. Transport there was no debate about it. There was no debate about whether he is eligible for transport or not. When he turned adult, come and see. Oh, mom, why can't you take him to college? Why is it that you can't take him to college? Is there nobody in the house to take him to college? I said, sorry, my other children have their lives. He has an EAC plan, EHCP plan, H plan, whatever plan. It's your duty. It's part of his education. So I'm saying, if you don't know your rights, they will just mess you silly. Because I know my rights and I know my sons got duty of care. I said, sorry, I work. That works. I can't give up my job to say, oh, because of I need to take my son to school, I'll give up my. You people have the duty to do. It's part of the curriculum. We went back and forth, back and forth. They said, oh, okay, can you do taxi? They will pay you back. I said, I'm not doing taxi, because if you want to do taxi, somebody has to go with Eron. Eron has had a habit of eloping. Elope means they just have this, when they are they are overly stimulated, they just want to run off, go somewhere, or they are fascinated. There's something fascinating them so much, it's in their head, they want to go there. And the first one he did, he was 3.5, about 3, going nearly 4. We thought everybody was home. It was a November night, around 10:40 something, nearly 11 o'clock. We're looking. I have this habit of checking. I checked, his door was open. I looked. He was not in the. He was not nowhere. Then I checked, the front door was wide open. Now we've put so many. There's a front door now. Then there's another door before the front. So we've already, because of all that. That's why we did all those adjustments. The front door was open. Immediately, I contacted the police. This boy was wearing only PJs. One foot had only, it was just socks on one foot, and it was, those drizzles that are very cold. It's wanting to snow, but it's not snow, but it's rain, but very cold. He was under that. Do you know where he was going? His first nursery, the pre-nursery. He loved it so much because that one was one first experience, good experience he had. So he was walking towards Sophie. Because it was holiday, he kept on saying, Sophie Center is closed now. Sophie Center, Sophie Center, Sophie Center. I said, Sophie Center is, because he wasn't even speaking there. Sorry. He would take his book, his bag, and he would be pointing. I said, no, Sophie Center. Sophie Center is closed. But then the understanding was very limited. I don't know what maybe he didn't understand what he just took a walk. He was going towards that direction. I don't know where the police called us and said, somebody just found your son. As he was just crossing. He doesn't understand. He was crossing. So a couple were driving in that night. You see how God works. It was dark. It's November, winter. So they noticed, and some noticed he was very small, 3.5. So they stopped. They noticed something move, but they knew it wasn't a dog or a cat. So they stopped and they saw, what's your name? What's your name? They couldn't say. And they called the police. But because we had already made, immediately we called the police, so they matched him. Just imagine if it's these days where the society is crazy now, when they don't even see young children now and go and leave them alone. Just imagine. So that was one. And there were 3 others that followed that. So then we used to wear, my husband used to have a lanyard with a bunch of keys. Where prison wardens were, like prison wardens. Every day we were locking everywhere. That's the struggles. So the principal took Eron, and then we're talking about transport. So tell me, how can you let somebody who has no awareness of danger to go ride on a taxi with somebody he doesn't know? Eron has to build relationship with people, because we had to teach him to learn to let go, to be able to change teachers and all that. During secondary school, we started that process, because they were changing teachers intentionally so that he understands that people go and come. So that period, he couldn't even, go on a cab because he just came out of secondary school. And minus that, I want everyone to be in a bus with other people, with a support worker, with a driver, so that he's not just like he's by himself, and he's safer. So we're going back and forth. They said, oh, they are taking it to a panel. Panel is a place where professionals sit down and discuss requests and assessment, support plan, and all of that to see whether how they can meet, whether they're able to provide that care, that particular care or not. After they've gone to their whatever, they came back. Oh, we're happy to tell you. So the transport was what I'm now saying. I'm a human being with just one heart. Why would you take me through all this rigmarole? Because during those periods of fighting for my son, I don't get to sleep. I'm a nervous wreck. I can't function because it takes its toll on me. How I'm not on high blood pressure medication is just through God, the grace of God. It takes its toll. Every milestone you struggle. So what I'm saying is it changes. Once they turn adult, singing different songs, if they just treat your child, you don't even get the support. It's so minimal. You have to start seeing your child as a man now and start doing things. And I'm glad the college is attending. Shout out to my college, whoop, whoop, whoop. Eron's college. I can't mention because of confidentiality, GDPR. I can't mention the college. Sent from heaven. The staff, if you're watching me, thank you, all of you. I appreciate you guys. You guys know, amazing. And that goes to also, I'll use that to then say, professionals, I'm begging you, if you know teaching special needs children or supporting people with needs, disability is not your calling, find another calling, because you have to have the heart of empathy. You have to have compassion. You have to be passionate. If you're not, please look for another thing to do, because you're playing with people's lives. You're not just failing that person, you're failing the person's village, the person's community, the person's family. You stressing people around for just not doing the right thing. So if that job is not for you, I'm begging, look for something else. Some people have left to say, oh yes, it was overwhelming, it's too much. Yes, because if it's not for you, it's okay to leave and find something that you can, manage and put all your heart into. So yeah, that's then the future shock. I thought, just like the children's services, when they turn adults, it will be, as Eron grows, yes, he will get a job. Yes, he will do. Oh, Anita, hi. Hi, I did a placement at a secondary school, and I worked a 12-year-old black boy he worked with a 12-year-old black boy who was autistic and has ADHD. He was not giving any support at all, and I was so upset. Yeah, you know what these schools do? Let me tell you what they do. Oh, we are inclusive. We are inclusive. Do you know what inclusive means? When you say you're inclusive, the local authority has certain money they pump into the school. So when they pump that money into the school, let me use Eron. Eron wants to attend a mainstream school, for example. And there's I don't want, because when he was in primary, I said I wanted mainstream. This was his formative years. He was learning, copying a lot. The reason I wanted him to do mainstream, even when he was not speaking, or then his speech came, which was influent, but I wanted him to copy other, children, they talk, they don't care, they don't judge. I wanted him to learn, to model all those children. Then secondary, we decided to take him to a special needs secondary school. So you see all these secondary school, let's say mainstream secondary school. Oh, we are mainstream. Then the local authorities do. How many autistic children? How many Down syndrome children can you take? How many physically disabled children can you take? Then they will give their record, how many they are able to, not too many. They don't take too many. They just take one here and there, maybe one in each class. They'll say, okay, one. We'll be able to take one in each class. Then the local authority will now calculate and say, okay, since Eron is high needs, he will need one-to-one. He will need speech and language specialist speech and language to come into the school to do sections. He will need occupational therapists. We will need this. We will need this. And we'll arrange for IEPs. That's the meetings they do every quarter, every term. We'll arrange for IEPs, and all of that is imputed into the brokerage, into the money that is provided to the school, so that your child under Equality Act is not deprived of the curriculum. They are not, they are not disadvantaged. I mean, that means they were able to access the curriculum equally, even in a different way as other children, but equal. They were able to access it, providing all this support. Guess what the schools will do? Okay, they'll collect this money. After first term, entry second term, we are not copying. We are not copying. Then they put you under pressure. They put mom, dad, family, carers under pressure. We are not coping. We are not coping. We don't think we can cope anymore. We don't think then they will start witch hunting this child. Even the poor boy can't talk. The things they did, they slapped somebody. Today he ran away. Today he did this. We can't manage him in the playground. It's diabolical what they do. You all that did all that to Eron, if you are watching this, go and beg for forgiveness. I still remember all of you. I can't mention your names. So they do all of that. They make you uncomfortable. Then you get angry to leave. Hence the reason why I said, no, I'm going to fight it today. I'm not removing Eron. Let them. So then Abby, my late friend, God bless her soul, said, no, you are being selfish. These people don't like him. They are making his life hell. That was when I said, okay, I'll look for another school. Even when I said, okay, let me look for another primary school for this, but once they know the school I've named, they'll go and call this. If the school calls to say, oh, we're just taking one of your children, can you send us a document just to read it? They'll alter the document. They will even call it, spoil everything before you know the school say, no, we can't meet his needs. Until God sent the primary school eventually went to. God blessed that man's soul and said, oh, yes. He read it and read between the lines. I saw that the school was being malicious. And when he asked me, why do you want to bring your son here? I did not even mention about the school. I said, I think he's not, I think they are not able to meet his needs there. Maybe this will be a different approach and all that. When the man saw the way I came, I didn't even care about it. The school, instead of talking about, oh, this is how you support her, they were all his weaknesses. There's something you call strength-based. Strength-based, they use it for, for assessment and all that. You don't focus on people's weaknesses. You focus on people's strengths and use that strength to support. Instead of them to use strength-based approach, they were picking on a small boy that can't even defend himself in primary school, 6, 7, 8 cowards. So they were picking on us. So that man saw between the lines and said, okay, I'm going to call Mourning. He called me and said, I need you to bring Eron with you. I didn't know he wanted to just assess us face to face. So when he saw Eron, he saw me. He said, oh my God, there's nothing. Eron, no, Eron was only fine that time, fine. Are you okay? Yes. So he said, don't worry. Now we don't have enough staff. We'll start with you with half days. Hello, everyone. If you're just joining, we're just talking about the shock of an autistic mom. I'm using my autism mom. I'm using my experience. The shock from an autism mom from child to adult. The autism shock no one talks about. So I'm using my experience to talk. My son is 21 years old now. So I'm just talking about my experience. So I just read this comment from Anita. I had several meetings with the professionals to get him the necessary help by advocating on his behalf, but they were not happy. They thought I was too confrontational. See, I noticed people who are cowards, they hide behind special needs school. Not all of them, my bad, because special others, there were so many professionals that came through for Eron. But the school I mentioned, they had because they know these children cannot fight back, they know these children cannot defend themselves, they know parents. When your child comes home, sometimes you go pick your child, how was your day? No, my day wasn't right. My first would say, oh no, I wasn't my day wasn't right. Well, this one didn't talk to me today. Oh, my teacher was just shouting in class today. Oh, I didn't finish my homework. They'll tell you everything. So from all that they're saying, you notice maybe you need to have a meeting with the teacher, or you need to speak to the teacher about some situations. Maybe they need to address this. But we don't have that. I never had that with my child. And that was why I was mad. I said, I'll come and pick my child from school. All you owe me is he did this. What did he do? What academic things did he do? They will just be mute. But you give feedback to other parents. You can't give feedback to me. You've had my child for about how many hours? You can't give me feedback. So what were you doing? So where did I leave off? So yes, I'm just welcoming the new people. So I'm just using my experience. It's not easy. It's not an easy journey. So I'm just saying the shock. So when they turn adult, all the support just trickle down. You don't even get social workers to call you back. You don't even get social workers to talk. I had to fight for Aaron's assessment. When his last assessment was before COVID, way before COVID, and his ESCP plan was not amended. The last that was amended was over the phone during COVID. And he was going into a college. It was still not renewed. I had to start chasing. When they did not answer again, I informed my MP. Because it's ridiculous. It's just like somebody who is under a doctor. Even every one of us, if you have a doctor and there's a medical condition that warrants medication, every 6 months your medication is reviewed. Every year you have a full review from your doctor, right? Then why do you think your child does not deserve yearly they just ignore it? So I had to start chasing and I had to fight. I said, you people need to come home and do an assessment, carry out an assessment, a proper holistic assessment. He's an adult now. Before they reluctantly carried out their assessment, and so things just change. It was shocking for me, and it was really distressing for me. But I've just decided to say, you know what, let me do things myself. If anybody that can, if they come through, fine. If they don't, if I need their help, I will hound them. But what I can do, I'll just do. Like now that there's no services during holiday, I'll try and work out something. He's not bored anyway. Dad takes him out for walks, takes him to the gym. Then when dad is going shopping, we go. But I'm arranging maybe when he resumes, because the rush will be low. Then take him for a staycation to a caravan. He's never been to a caravan staycation, so just take him there. Oh God, this guy is listening. He's just there. He's listening to me. He's gonna disturb me now. So yes, well, I'll arrange that so that you know. So if you're here and you're an autism parent or a carer, you want to share your experience about the shock you've received when your child moved from, child to adult. Maybe I'm forgetting something. There's so much. I think I'm now numb to the shock, to the I'm numb to the disappointments now. I don't even there's nothing that can shock me anymore with local authority. Nothing. Professionals, I don't even expect so much from them anymore, and it's a very bad place to be. And it makes me worry, and I pray God give me long life, good health, just to be there for him, to support him as much as I can. And I know he's learning every day, even though it's in a slow pace. But maybe by the time he gets to his late 20s, he'll be a lot better than this, and he'll be able to, work and do that, because it's presently the college. I had to have a great rapport, build a brilliant rapport with the college, and they see from what my discussions with them, they know I really want the best for him. They know I'm not trouble. They know I'm not troublesome. It's just the passion I have for my child, and they're working with me in trying to help him get to to get him abled, you know, getting him next when he starts the new year, he'll start employability. So teaching him work policies, what you need to work in an office. Then he'll be doing 1 day voluntary. And another thing, oh yes, let me explain. I said, okay, Eron is an adult now. Let me go to local shops, or the small shops to see, the voluntary shops to see if I can arrange him for to do voluntary, the charity shops, the animal rescue shops, all those voluntary shops. I said, let me go meet them to see if they can register him maybe one day a week. Once they tell you yes and all that, you apply, and you say he's in a special needs college, he's this. They'll just call you and they'll say, oh sorry, the discrimination is just unmatched. I'm telling you. Don't let them fool you with all those adverts, all those leaflets. I just look at them and just say, don't see them. Right? Don't let them fool you. Until you live in it, you won't know. They do that just to save face. Not all, but my experience so far with some, they just do that. It's the real world is not what we see in papers and what we see on the adverts, what we see in our local authority offices where they're equality, we are high on equality. So all those are stories. When practicality is what I want. It's not all those things you people do just to take the boxes. So is there any questions? I think I'll be talking to I'll be ending the live soon. Any questions? I'll be ending the live soon. Any question? Any question or contribution? Not even Anita, thank you so much. You've really contributed. Any more contribution? I'm just reading my comments. That's why I'm not looking at the camera. Any more contribution, please? Has anybody experienced something similar? Any funny story about him? Funny story. There are so many. I don't know in what area. A funny story. There are so many. Eron is a manipulator. Don't mind him. He has his funny side. Because there are so many. I don't even know where to. Okay, today. Hey, thank you for asking me. Today, he was naughty. He knows. Thank you. He knows. You're welcome, Anita. He knows. I have a small drink fridge, can fridge in my room, just to keep to keep my drinks chill. I opened. Aaron knew I was in the bathroom. I was getting ready. He's been shouting, Tesco. He wants to go. He wants us to go for shopping. Sent me the list. So yes, I'm talking about you. So he gave me the list, and I said, okay, after church. But unfortunately, I couldn't go to church. But I took him to I'm Every Woman. Go. By the way, that show is amazing. It's showing now in what's this name? Where did we go? Where did we go yesterday?
I am Every Woman.
Yeah. Where did we go?
I am Every Woman.
Which school? Where did we go? Which place did we see the show? Oh, where's
Titanic in October?
No. Where did we go and see the show yesterday? We were there, Wimbledon Park Theatre. We went there. If he's still showing, please go and watch. It's amazing. So we went there to see. So by the time I got home yesterday, I was really exhausted. So this morning I couldn't go to church. But the plan was when we go to church, we'll go straight to do the shopping. So I went to the bathroom to get ready for the shopping since we did go to the church. This boy, I said that something just said go to his room. This boy has helped himself with two canned, my fizzy canned sparkling water. He had downed one, he gulped one, the other one was halfway gone, more than halfway gone. And he was, he was doing that because he knows he's been caught. You think they're not smart, you think they don't know what they're doing. I said, okay, for that reason, I'm not going to Tesco anymore. So our handyman came around before I went to Tesco and said, "Oh, please forgive him. Forgive him. He has his hotspot for Eron. Forgive him. Please, he's sorry. Let him go to Tesco." I said, "Okay. You know what? Because his teacher didn't come yesterday because he went for the show. So we told the teacher, the tutor, to come today. So my daughter reminded me, the teacher is coming today instead. So Aaron, where's Aaron? I said, okay, Aaron should stay. It's like he's upstairs. Do you know what this boy did? He took my car keys, opened it from upstairs, opened the door, snuck out of the house, went to sit in the passenger side. The way I almost ran because I didn't even know. I thought he was upstairs because I'd already told him he's not coming with me. I was just thinking. I just said, okay, let me open the door. I saw an image. The silhouette I saw. The way I almost ran. Then I looked, I said it was there. I said, in the heat, because he doesn't have the key to wind down. So he was waiting for me. Today, it just happened today. So there are so many. This one is a clown. So I said, no, you have to stay back. You drank my drink and your teacher is coming. But I went through the list. I got him the list and yeah. Yeah. Why do you like this shirt so much? Say hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
They're not seeing your face. Come there. Hello, everyone.
Yes.
Say hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Have a
nice day.
good. But leave me alone now. So I'll be ending the live. Any contributions? Any balloon area? Have I answered your question? Have I? Osage, are you still here? Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Omanewi. Thank you, Osage. Thank you, Anita. Thank you, Balloon area. Thank you, Mama Richie. Mama Richie, thank you. Yeah, I think that's everyone. Shout out to thank you so much for joining my live. So I'll be doing live once, I think every Fridays and Sundays. So that's what I'm pinning down now because I work. So by the time I come back from work, I'm really drained. So Fridays and I Fridays is fine for me, late Fridays, because I know I'm not going to work the next day. And Sundays is quite a chill day for me. I it's okay for everybody, Fridays and Sundays live, but it's okay because even if you don't join the live, you can always watch it back. So any questions? Can I take my leave now? Enjoy the rest of my Sunday. Thank you. I really do appreciate you coming around, all of you supporting me, because it's not easy when you come here and nobody is there with you. But seeing you guys here just warms my heart and makes me feel people want to really hear me. Thank you so much. So I'll be ending the live and I wish you all a brilliant week. And I pray that your week is purposeful. Thank you. Your week is purposeful and brilliant. Okay? So have a good week. Bye, everyone. Bye. Thank you, Balloon Area. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much for joining. Actually, Balloon Area is from Nigeria. Everybody, can you just say hello to her? She's from Nigeria, watching us live from Nigeria. Thank you so much. And Osage is from America. Thank you, Osage. I don't know if he's still here. Adeswa, I call her Fanta. Fanta, thank you. She's watching us from Canada. Omanewi is from Canada. Anita is from UK, London. My favorite person. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for joining my live, and I will say good night now from my side. Maybe good morning or good afternoon for you guys in Canada and America. Thank you so much. God bless. Stay blessed. Thank you. Mwah! Say mwah! Mwah! Thank you. I think, yeah, that's it. Bye. God bless. God bless.
God bless.
Bye.